Transit is no longer an SSH client. Maybe I should say Transit is no longer just an SSH client. Now, Transit is a workspace for you to do all sorts of networking tasks. Of course, SSH and CLI are still prevalent today. People are still using it, and still the majority of your certification exam. But as we know out there in the real world, there's a lot of software-defined networking, APIs, and all sorts of automation tasks that exist out there today. So my thought here was, yes, I think we've knocked it out of the park with the SSH and Serial Console, but a lot of today's work is being done via APIs and software-defined networking controllers. So if we really want to be comprehensive about getting to the root cause of problems quickly, we also need to be able to interact via API with our software-defined networking controller. As of version 4.0, that is now a thing in Transit. You have both an SSH experience as well as an API experience. Check this out. By now you've heard me talk about how Transit leverages SSH and an investigation AI only a lot because I've demoed it a lot and talked a lot about the new features. But what we're talking about now is software-defined networking in our new APIs tab. Right here, you can see we have the ability to add APIs. Now, if you've ever worked with other tools that leverage API testing, this experience should look pretty familiar. You should be able to see all of the different methods that you can call against your software-defined networking controller. I'm going to leverage the DevNet sandbox here and take a look at APIC and ACI, for example. So if I click on this login item right here, you can see it immediately loads up the post request to get logged in, and it recalls our credentials from the operating system key store or either 1Password, not a text file on your hard drive. So when I send in this request right here to send in this post request, I trust the self-signed certificate, and now I'm logged in. One of the most interesting things that Transit does is it can detect that this token came back and it's automatically set in subsequent requests. So if I were to jump in here and fire off this send request, I don't have to set the cookie. You can see the cookie is automatically set for me. Now with this being set and logged in, I can now leverage again that investigation only agent. I can say, tell me more about this ACI environment. Something like that, just to kick the topic off. This is going to hit, of course, the back-end agent. The back-end AI is going to read the scroll back and it's going to make requests in. So one of the cool things that it can do right here, again, with our policy gate and keeping this investigation only, it's making sure that the HTTP method is GET. And I can auto-approve read-only GET requests for the rest of this chat. So when I hit approve right here, you can see it just rattled off a ton of API calls, and it gives me a summary of what's going on in this environment. So now I can leverage my AI assistant to actually investigate problems in my environment. I can say, get to the root cause, or find out where this client is, or tell me what the Wi-Fi health is across all of these things. So you may be thinking, well, which software-defined networking controllers, which SDN controllers, which APIs do you support? Out of the box, we'll hit the plus here, and you can see, out of the box, we support UniFi, Meraki, Juniper Apstra, HP Aruba, Cisco ACI, Cisco Catalyst SD-WAN, aka Viptela SD-WAN, FortiManager, and FortiAnalyzer. But notice there's also the ability to bring your own custom API. You can put in your base URL, you can specify what kind of authentication you want to use, and you can, of course, organize it or set any color coding that you need. From here, it's also worth pointing out, you have the ability to import collections from Postman. So if you've already got a Postman environment built out for you, bring it with you. So now you have the ability to do both SSH and APIs and have the agent investigate both at the same time. I can have a tab where I'm using the API brought up here. I can have an SSH tab brought up here. I can flip between them like so. And I can also explore the different methods and requests that I want to enter right here. So now this is becoming, Transit is becoming a unified networking management tool that gives you a centralized place for you to not only do CLI and console, but now also HTTP and API work, still leveraging that investigation-only AI across any of these things, any of these tasks that you have going on.